Now, Wave 31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
Well, good evening, everyone. 31 Alert Day coming in on your Tuesday for a couple reasons. Main one, the threat of severe weather rolling on through. That latest severe weather outlook showing the greater risk in orange from parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, into Mississippi, even parts of South Alabama now included. The threat does diminish across North Alabama. Some of the severe weather ingredients not quite as significant around here, which may limit the overall potential and the overall impacts, but nonetheless, some storms are likely to roll through, and they're likely to pack a punch as they move across North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee late in the day tomorrow. We are still focused in on the evening hours for that severe weather threat. Main concern, medium risk for some strong wind gusts. Could be 70 miles per hour, maybe a little bit higher in some areas. You head a few thousand feet above our heads tomorrow evening, and winds are going to be blowing a good 70, 80 miles per hour. And if any storm can tap into that and bring it down to the ground, we could have some problems with some downed trees and some power outages. We're also going to be monitoring for the tornado potential. Now, this is not a setup that would be long track, strong tornadoes around here. It would be like what we had a couple weeks ago, those brief spin-ups. They can still produce winds, though, 100, 115 miles per hour. And even though they're not on the ground very long, they can still do some damage. Now, lower chance for that to happen, but not a zero chance. Don't think we'll have any flooding concerns. The rain will not be heavy enough or last long enough for that to be an issue. That's part one of the weather story. The other part involves winds outside of thunderstorm activity. Very strong storm system that's going to be driving thunderstorm activity in here tomorrow evening will also be producing a lot of wind out ahead of those storms. Wind advisory kicks in at noon on Tuesday. It actually goes until 3 in the afternoon on Wednesday, and it includes everyone here in North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee. These are some of the potential wind gusts starting around midday tomorrow. Could have winds already gusting above 30 miles per hour at lunchtime, and just ahead of storms coming in tomorrow evening, those winds will likely peak anywhere from 40, maybe 50 miles per hour. Again, that is strong enough to bring some trees down and lead to some power outages. So this would be the other part of the weather story tomorrow. And then we get the storms coming through, which may produce some locally higher gusts as they roll through the area. Again, for now, we've got nothing. Wave 31 Triple Doppler this time tomorrow will be a different story. And our severe weather activity is starting to get going. Storms have really blown up here in western Oklahoma just in the last hour. There's a tornado watch in effect for this area, and I expect as all this develops east, more tornado watches will be in the offing. We'll have to wait and see if we get one around here before it's all said and done, but I will say that that is certainly a possibility. All right, let's show you the latest with future radar. Here we are at 10 o'clock, no issues. Clouds will increase overnight tonight. That will be the only concern out the door tomorrow morning. Again, we get windy by the lunch hour, maybe some peaks of sunshine from time to time, but it's going to be a waiting game for the rainfall. Here's 4 o'clock. And that is when we are just starting to see a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity developing near the Mississippi border. That will precede, though, what is likely to be the main line of storms that will bring the greatest risk for some damaging wind and a spin-up tornado. That kind of knocking on the door along the state line around 6 in the evening. By 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, those stronger storms approaching the I-65 corridor. They'll move into Sand Mountain mid-evening tomorrow. We'll stop this around 10 p.m., showing those stronger storms lined up here, Jackson, DeKalb County. And again, with them, damaging wind possible, and maybe a couple brief spin-up tornadoes right along the line. This gets out of here quickly, so it is not going to be an all-night event for us. By midnight, it appears everything will be on into Georgia, and then we'll just be still dealing with some windy weather heading on into your Wednesday, but the stormy weather will be out of here. For tonight, we dip into the mid-40s for most. Heading through the day tomorrow, we warm up, but check out how that wind picks up. Southeast at 15 at 10, and then going above 20 heading into tomorrow afternoon. And again, some of those gusts later in the day tomorrow could be in the range of 40 to 50 miles per hour. Temperatures will steadily warm by the lunch hour into the mid-60s, and ahead of the storms, we will see temperatures low 70s, about 10 degrees above our average for this time of year. 73 for Huntsville, 70 in Guntersville tomorrow, 71 Moulton, Muscle Shoals, as well as Decatur. In the wake of the storms, we do cool off for the second half of the work week. Again, 31 Alert Day coming up for your Tuesday with the threat for strong wind in and outside of storms that will come through tomorrow evening. Behind it, we do cool off a bit. 50s for your numbers for both Wednesday, Thursday, probably another freeze coming up by Thursday morning, briefly back into the 60s again on Friday. And then there's another weather maker coming in for that first part of the weekend. That one is not showing a severe weather signal, so that's some good news, but we may have some showery weather coming up on Saturday. Temperatures this weekend will also cool back into the 50s, so maybe another cool March weekend before we rebound back into the 60s and 70s again heading into next week. A reminder about the time change this weekend. We spring forward. I know we're tired of doing it, but nonetheless, it's a necessary thing that we have to do this weekend. Again, we'll be watching for the storms tomorrow. We get new information tonight, new severe weather outlook, new future radar. Grace will be back with us tomorrow morning, and she'll have the new details starting at 4:30 a.m.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.